welcome you to Mayor Brian Tisdale's State of the City address for the City of Lake Elsinore. At this time, if you would please stand for the presentation of colors by the Elsinore High School Air Force Junior ROTC under the direction of Sergeant Marvin Morris. It's one of 7 programs in Southwest County. There are 4 Air Force, 2 Navy, and 1 Marine ROTC program, and we're very privileged to have Elsinore High School here. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, please be seated, and a big round of applause for the Elsinore High School Junior ROTC. At this time, I'm going to introduce just a few of our dignitaries. With us today, we have Assemblyman Kevin Jeffries. We have Supervisor Bob Buster. County Superintendent of Schools Ken Young. Western Municipal Water District Board Member Brenda Denstead. And from the City of Marietta, we have Mayor Doug McAllister. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Lake Elsinore, the Honorable Brian Tisdale.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out and joining us for this year's State of the City. This morning, I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about who we are in the city, some of the projects we're working on, where we are financially, and where we need some improvement. But you're not going to just hear from me this morning. We went out and talked to some friends. Lake Elsinore is a growing city with over 53,000 people. So trying to describe who we are in the city isn't always an easy thing to do. But I'm going to give it a quick try here. So we are the churches and congregations. We are volunteer groups that give our time to great causes such as the Lake Elsinore Citizens Committee, Rotarians, and Women's Club. And we're the NAACP. We care about our kids with the Boys and Girls Club, Cops for Kids, our Little Leagues, our soccer leagues, our Boy Scouts and our Girl Scouts. And we care about those impacted by disasters with our trauma intervention programs. And with those in need, we use hope, helping our people of Elsinore. We're business leaders, chamber members. We work to preserve our history with our historical commissions and our historical society. And we value our arts with our Elsinore Valley Arts Network. There are so many people in the city, it's hard to name everyone, and I didn't want to intentionally leave anyone out, so if I did, please, I hope to get to you. As I talk about who we are in the city this morning, I also have the honor of introducing some of our elected officials and our VIPs. But for me, I want to start with my VIP, my wife Sharon, who allows me to do this. So if I can have our council members stand as I call out their names. We have with us today Mayor Pro Temp Darrell Hickman, Councilmember Bob McGee, Councilmember Peter Weber, and Councilmember Melissa Melendez, and our City Treasurer, Alan Baldwin. I want to take a moment to thank Councilwoman Melendez for her time and dedication to the council. She'll be leaving us after this term. She's running for Assembly District 67. So good luck, Melissa, on your trip, on your voyage to Sacramento. A special thanks to our dedicated planning commissioners who advise the council on our land use policies and make final decisions on certain kinds of development and use permits. So we have with us today our chairman, Rick Morsch. I don't know if I saw our vice chair, Michael O'Neill. Here. Okay. Our other commissioners, David Blake, John Gray, and Shelley Jordan, and I don't think either of those are here. Other folks that are important to our city is our Public Safety Advisory Commission. So if you're here, please stand. We have our chairman, Mike Norkin, our vice chairman, Jay Stewart, commissioners Renee Cummins, Marnie Fairchild, and Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth Dana is here. Did I see Elizabeth? No city can be successful without hardworking and dedicated city staff, and I'd like to recognize them this morning. We have our city attorney, Barbara Lebo, and every city needs a good attorney, I assure you. Our city clerk, Virginia Bloom, and we have a lot of directors of Lake Park and Recreation, Pat Kilroy, Director of Public Works, Ken Samalu, Director of Administrative Services, James Riley, and our Director of Community Development, Warren Morellian. And I want to say a special thanks to Kathy Barroso. She's the one that helped me put this presentation together, helped keep me on track, did all my timing, and made me rewrite. Our city manager couldn't be here today, Tom Evans, but I want to thank him for serving as our interim city manager. The city of Lake Elsinore is fortunate to have two great chiefs. Our police chief, Shelley Kennedy Smith, and our fire chief, Kevin Lawson. The men and women of our police department and our fire departments, to our men and women of the police department and fire departments, thank you for putting your lives in harm's way every day to keep us safe. You are real life heroes, and while we don't show it often enough, we appreciate everything you do for us. And I've had a chance to ride along with our police and fire department, and I assure you they are dedicated, hardworking men and women. This is also a farewell to Chief Lawson. He was a little selfish. He took a promotion, so I think he's on his way to San Diego County. So we're going to miss you, Chief. Thank you for all you've done for the city, and good luck on your next assignment. And to our police chief, you know, it's sort of a welcome back home for her. She just recently joined us as our chief, but she spent the most of her career here in Lake Elsinore anyway, so it was natural for her to come back home. Our city wouldn't be as safe as it is if it wasn't for our community volunteers. So I want to thank I don't know if we have any members here, but I want to thank our Lake Elsinore Marine Search and Rescue for patrolling our lake. And I also want to thank our Citizens Corps who train our community emergency response teams. A special thanks today for the Chamber of Commerce for putting this together. They made all this happen. They did all the hard work. They went after the sponsors. They set up everything. The Chamber exists to make our community a better place to live, work, and play. So thank you to Kim Joseph Cousins for all your work. And to our Chamber President, Chairwoman Donna Nyhouse, and all the board members. I'd also like to introduce our Elsinore Valley Water Municipal District board members, President Harvey Ryan. Harvey here. Our Vice President, Phil Williams. Do I have any of the board members here? They're here? Okay, good. We have Treasurer Anthony Morris, who's here. Directors Ben Wicki and Judy Guglielmana. She's not here, and I practiced that name. I appreciate that. When people are looking for a place to live, one of the biggest draws is quality education. There are 23 school districts in Riverside County, and Lake Elsinore is ranked 3rd. The top 3 school districts are right here in southwest Riverside County. So thank you to our board members, Susan Scott, Heidi Dodd, Heidi's here, saw Heidi, Jeannie Corral, Stan Krypton, Stan, and Tom Thomas. And a special welcome to our new superintendent, Dr. Doug Kimberly. So Dr. Kimberly, not to put any pressure on you, but we can move up 2 notches. You know, also it's been a year of retirements. And I want to thank some of our folks that have given a lot to our city. Our longtime planning commissioner, John Gonzalez. Stand up, John. Our school district superintendent, Dr. Frank Passarella. Is he here? I don't think he's here today. And this year, Jeannie Corral is retiring from the school board. These folks have faithfully served our community, and we're going to miss them, but I'm sure we'll see them around. So John, Frank, Jeannie, thank you for your service to the city and to the community. When we talk about who we are in Lake Elsinore, we are also the men and women that serve our nation. We are soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. And because we serve our nation, sometimes we are put in harm's way and we give the ultimate sacrifice. So I'd like to take a moment to remember the 2 that we lost over the last year. Army Sergeant Noah Corte, just 29, killed in December of last year in Afghanistan. He was a member of the 720th Military Police Battalion out of Fort Hood. And Marine Corporal Michael J. Palazzo, 23. He died this year while conducting combat operations in Afghanistan. He was also a military police serving with the 3rd Marine Division out of Okinawa, Japan. So then we have others that live in our community that not only served our nation, they made a difference in society. And we are honored to have 2 Congressional Gold Medal recipients that call Lake Elsinore their home. Marine Master Gunnery Sergeant Dave Jones and Captain Eddie Hicks. And Captain Hicks couldn't be here today. They are 2 of the 19,000 African-American Marines that went to boot camp at a place called Moffett Point, North Carolina. For those of you who don't know the significance of Moffett Point, let me just give you a quick history. It wasn't until 1942 that African Americans were allowed to serve in the United States Marine Corps. A segregated nation forced them to attend boot camp at Moffett Point until 1948, while others went to Parris Island and San Diego. These Moffett Point Marines went on to fight some of the bloodiest battles of World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. And I think Master Gunnery Sergeant made all 3 of them. They blazed trails for African Americans with their historical service to the Marine Corps. Their willingness to serve and endure the hardships of a segregated nation broke down barriers for all Americans. Thank you for making your home in Lake Elsinore, because our city is a true first for African Americans. When in 1966, Thomas Yarborough became the first African American mayor in the state of California. So to my fellow Devil Dogs, Master Gunnery Sergeant Jones and Captain Hicks, thank you for your service, and Semper Fidelis. Lake Elsinore is also home to many veterans, and it's time that we honor our veterans with a memorial. This is one project we are working on this year that's long overdue. The memorial will be placed right here at the entry to the Diamond Stadium, and we hope to have it complete within the next 6 months. Now there's one more young hero that I'd like to talk about this morning. So Alex, please stand up for me. This is Alex Garcia. This tiny, shy, 13-year-old that probably weighs 75 pounds soaking wet, jumped in a pool to save Sean Campbell's life. Sean was a 6'4" adult that jumped into the pool and broke his neck and would have drowned had it not been for Alex. So folks, when we talk about who we are in Lake Elsinore, this is who we are in Lake Elsinore. Thank you, Alex. Now I'd like to change gears a little bit and talk about, to spend a few minutes to talk about where we are financially. This year, we have an operating budget of about $25 million. As you can see, we've been pretty consistent over the last 3 years with a big drop in 2009, and of course our biggest budget was in 2008. This year, we are forecasting sales tax to be just under $8 million. Every year since 2009, we have seen an increase in our sales tax. This is a good indicator that we are starting to rebound from a very tough economy. But there are still some areas of concern. Property taxes are still flat. We still see a large number of foreclosures within the city and throughout the county. But the good news, the housing market is showing signs of improvement, and we are building houses in Lake Elsinore. This is our current operational expenditures for this year. Public safety is about half of our budget. About 30% of that is made up for our police department, and about 15% for our fire, for about $13 million. We also spend about $4 million on our lakes and parks and recreation, and another $4 million on public works and community development. The city has made and will continue to make public safety in our communities our #1 priority. So over the last 5 years, the city has demonstrated fiscal responsibility, and we will continue to be responsible. And this has helped us through our tough times. In 2007 and in 2009, the city was forced to lay off staff, reduce our police service, put projects on hold. But over the last couple of years, the city has had budget reserves as high as 32% and 28%. So for this year, as the economy started showing signs of improvement, the council felt comfortable with hiring staff and moving on projects. So this year, we'll be adding 2 more motorcycle officers. And when we get these 2 motorcycle officers, we will have 5 motorcycles patrolling our streets, making our streets safer. We're adding the community services officer and a fire marshal. And the fire marshal is important because having our own fire marshal here will expedite the approval process and allow businesses to open more quickly. We'll also be adding some other city staff, a deputy city clerk, park maintenance worker, and a part-time bus driver for the senior center, and a badly needed economics and community development director. Our decision to add staff and increase police services still leaves the city with a healthy reserve. We will just be under $6 million in reserves, with 22% of that, which makes up about 22% of our general fund. So who do we have to thank for that? Well, it's the businesses that support our city is who we thank. They're responsible for 64% of the total sales tax and use revenue that the city collects. So if any of those businesses are here, please give them a round of applause. So even though we have great economic news, I talked about some great people that we have here in the city. We talked about great businesses, but now I'd like to talk about some of the areas in which we need to improve on. So over the last 15 years, the city has seen tremendous growth. New communities, Tuscany Hills, Canyon Hills, Rosetta Canyon, we like those hills and canyon things, McVicker and Summerlee. These are all great communities. They have great amenities, they have great sidewalks, streets, parks, but that's not the case for the whole city. Next April, our wonderful city will be 125 years old, and there are places in which she's starting to show her age. There are places right now where our children are still walking to school on dirt or on the side of the road, and this is totally unacceptable. And this is important, folks. We need to make sure that every community in this city has sidewalks and every kid can walk safely to school. Main Street is a perfect example of age and neglect. If we want folks to come and invest in our city, we have to start with downtown, because this is the first place that they will see. But it's not just downtown. The city of Lake Elsinore has over 300 miles of streets, and 40 miles of those are unpaved, and several are in need of repair. Nothing is more disturbing to me than driving down the street and driving past a boarded-up building. There are several examples throughout town. We have that old hotel on Main Street, several houses and buildings on Lakeshore Drive, just to name a few. So it's time for all of these eyesores to go, and the city is working with the property owners to make this happen. And we have a recent example of making it happen. Over on Graham and Lakeshore Drive, the old tulips and trophies, everyone remember that? Well, now it's a dirt lot. I'd rather see a dirt lot than a boarded up building. Another eyesore in the city and the surrounding area is graffiti. Eradication of graffiti is one of our top priorities. And our police department has led this effort by going after these little graffiti bandits. We also have a new way of reporting graffiti using the See, Click, Fix app. And it's available for free download on our website. So thank you to our IT department for making this happen. But some of the areas that we need to improve on are also our border areas. Last council meeting, we established a subcommittee to work with the city of Woldemar. Wodemar's Ben Benoit, Mayor Ben Benoit, and Mayor Pro Temp Tim Walker have joined me and Councilmember McGee to address these border issues, sidewalk issues, and street issues. And over the last year and a half, I've been working with Supervisor Buster to address other city and regional issues. And Supervisor Buster has partnered with the city to help fund our lake patrol, our summer aquatics program, the opening of Fire Station 97 in Rosetta Canyon, which I'm going to talk about, and dealing with graffiti and blight in the unincorporated areas. Partnerships are the key to us moving forward. And so I thank the county and the city of Woldemar for being great partners. Now, the city itself has tried this. We went out a few years ago and we rebranded ourselves, and part of the rebranding was these signs. But today we still see the old sailboat signs through the city, a few green signs here and there. So this year the city put $180,000 in their budget to improve signage and landscaping and to add entrance monuments at all the entry points in the city. We are also helping our businesses by putting directional signs throughout town and on the freeway. These service signs will lead people to food, golfing, stadium, boat launch, and the other things that we have in our town. We're also looking at changing our policy to allow banners to promote special events. So it's important that people know what's happening in our town. And just off Riverside Drive, we have a large, underutilized campground with unlimited potential. This year, the city will put out an RFP, a request for a proposal, to find a company that will turn this campground into a world-class resort. But you know, we've done a lot of work, but we can't do it by ourselves. And we have a lot of volunteers to thank for this effort. This year, and I think Tom Thomas was one of the big pushers of this, we started a Clean Extreme program. The initial goal was to clean up the entry points into our city. But now we've expanded that. And we're going to work with homeowners and businesses to clean up the city. So I want to thank all the organizations that participated in the first two events. So you can help also. The city can use its weed abatement programs to clean up the vacant lots. We can work on these abandoned buildings. We can take care of the right-of-way issues. But we can only do so much. We need everyone's help. We need people to take ownership of their property because it starts at home first. You can help your neighbor, or if you can't help your neighbor, you can contact the city and we can help your neighbor. You can report graffiti as soon as you see it. And you can join our volunteers in our Extreme Clean program, or Clean Extreme program. Our next event is this Sunday at 7 o'clock. So if some of you early birds that want to get up and join us at Lamb's Fellowship Church, please do so. And you can find the information on our website. And finally, the most important thing you can do is you can shop at home. Shop here locally with us. By shopping in the city, we keep the money in the city. That money can be used to build those sidewalks, repair the roads, and do other city improvements. So folks, I've talked a lot about the city, but now let me let you hear it from other community members.
Good morning. Welcome to Lake Elsinore. I'm Mayor Brian Tisdale. I'm at our historic downtown Riverwalk. Lake Elsinore is a great place to live, work, and play. We have an excellent quality of life, we have extreme business opportunities, and we have more recreational activities than any place I know. I know why I chose to live in Lake Elsinore, but let's hear what other people have to say.
Lake Elsinore hosts a number of wonderful parks for our residents to enjoy. We have behind me the brand new park here at Canyon Hills, a wonderful addition to the many parks we have in our city. This park actually is the second one to have a dog park for our pet lovers in the city. It also has a water park, the first one in Lake Elsinore.
This park is many years in the making. I believe we've been building in this community for nearly 2 decades. You know, I can tell you, even in what's become a very difficult economy for a lot of people, this place feels like home, and it feels like a community.
On behalf of the California State Legislature, I just want to extend my appreciation for those who had the vision at the City of Lake Elsinore and at Pardee to actually build a very beautiful community. Thank you very much.
Now we're at the stage that we're moving forward, and through the diligence, I think, of the council and our staff, we watched the money, the budget. We're very frugal, and so today we're glad that we have this for capital improvements. It's nice to see movement really in the right direction for the kids.
We're really excited about our school district. We are the 3rd leading school district in Riverside County with student achievement that's been growing by leaps and bounds over the last 5 years. Our parents can be happy and proud that their students attend school in Lake Elsinore and that they'll be well prepared for whatever future endeavors they choose to attain.
The City of Lake Elsinore Fire Department proudly serves and protects the citizens of the City of Lake Elsinore. We have 3 stations, and we are currently working on opening our 4th station in Rosetta Canyon. As the fire chief here for the City of Lake Elsinore, we want to ensure that the highest quality of life is preserved, and I'm very fortunate and proud to serve the City of Lake Elsinore.
As your Chief of Police, I am just honored to serve the residents of the City of Lake Elsinore. We here provide law enforcement services. We're out protecting our community. We're involved in the community to make sure that all the residents have the quality of life that each and every person deserves.
Lake Elsinore is a great place to do business with its central location in Southern California. Here are some of our competitive advantages: a hub zone, a brine line, no utility tax, a fast track program, a fiber optics network, a foreign trade subzone, and a partnership with Riverside County Office of Foreign Trade, and some great sales and lease prices on commercial, industrial, and retail properties.
Tulips, Trophies, and Treasures is a flower shop, a trophy shop, and it's also a gift shop. The city was so kind and so amazing to help me find a location, and they said, why don't you check out Main Street?
Hi, I'm Chris Bolster, co-owner of Juice It Up. This is my partner, Tony Kelly, and we purchased the store back in December of 2011. And we were able to take that store from number 19 when we took it over in December up to number 1 within a short 4 months. The community in Lake Elsinore has been very supportive of us, and we like to give back to the community as much as we possibly can. And we currently live, work, and play in the city of Lake Elsinore.
The 4 of us are equal partners here at the Craft Brewing Company, and have been operating for about 2.5 years. We broke ground in October of 2009 and opened for business in April of 2010. Currently, we're in the process of expanding one more time.
The reason we decided to open up in Lake Elsinore is it was pretty inviting business-wise for us. The building space that we got was at a great price point. The city's been very supportive. The expansions have gone great. You know, it's worked out very well for us.
My name is Joshua Smith. I'm the Director of Marketing at JS Technologies Sir Guitars. At JS Technologies, we design and manufacture musical instruments for our Sir brand of guitars, amplifiers, pedals, and accessories. Something that's really been great about Lake Elsinore and how we function here as a company has been the migration from a small building to a lot bigger building. And that growth and being in this city was just so easy for us. One of the greatest assets of our company is our people. And 6 years ago, we had 20 people. Now we have 60, and we're growing every year.
Hello, I'm Mike Murphy. This is Liz Murphy.
Hi.
And we're the owners of Aggregate Crusher Specialists. It is a unique company. We sell rock crushers. We moved here to Lake Elsinore to this facility in 2009. This facility will allow us to grow and stay here for years to come. Working with the city of Lake Elsinore was exceptional. We found a location that fit us perfectly, and the city welcomed us with open arms. So it's been a great move for us.
Welcome to Extreme Opportunity Lake Elsinore.
The city is constantly working to improve the quality of life for our residents. Let's hear about some of those projects from our city staff.
Earlier this spring, the city of Lake Elsinore stocked over 7,000 largemouth bass. The stocking of sport fish is an ecological approach to improving water quality. Few people know that water quality often depends on the structure of your fishery. The new boat launch facility at the La Laguna Resort is anticipated to provide 4 major benefits, including economic development, public safety, public access, and increased amenities and services for our citizens.
We have a lot of exciting projects going in the city of Lake Elsinore. We just completed the paving of Sumner and Heald. We have a paving project on Main Street starting in a couple of months. It's built into 2 phases. The first phase will go from essentially Lake Point Park to the Cultural Center, and then phase 2 will go from the Cultural Center to the freeway. We also replaced the street lights on Main Street with LED lights. Not only does it beautify the downtown area in the evenings, but it also is energy efficient. And here's Warren from our planning division.
Thank you, Ken. One of the things that's very exciting in this year's budget is city monumentation signs. So the planning division is working on designing a plan that will allow for monumentation at the freeway entries. So if you come off of Main Street, Central Avenue, Nichols Road, you'll see these nice monumentation signs. In addition to that, we have city wayfinding signs, and those are the signs you typically see on roads where they have library this way, city hall this way.
And where's the stadium?
And where's the stadium? Good job. And it'll actually help you find other destinations in the city like the motocross, Skydive Elsinore, the boat launch, and Ken will finally be able to find his way to work.
I love my job.
We're emphasizing the concept of extreme customer service. We've taken advantage of as many of the social media as possible, Facebook, Twitter. We use Bid America. We have a new smartphone app that allows individuals to identify graffiti, potholes, other issues in the city. We've modified our website so that developers or others interested in property can access our GIS system and readily identify information that they would otherwise have to call for. If we're extremely easy to do business with, provide extreme customer service, then businesses and individuals are going to choose to be in Lake Elsinore rather than go to some other community down the road.
This city is a place that I know I can ask for something even if it's not the easiest thing to do. And it won't be, oh, we can't do that. It's going to be, well, how can we help you figure out what you need to do?
Lake Elsinore has a reputation for extreme sports and extreme athletes. In the 60s and 70s, Steve McQueen and Malcolm Smith raced through our valley in the Elsinore Grand Prix, made famous by the movie On Any Sunday. In the mid-90s and through the present day, we have revived the historic Lake Elsinore Grand Prix. Today, we attract nearly 1,000 riders and over 30,000 spectators to this annual event.
Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series mixes motocross with cars. Basically, we have off-road trucks. It's high-flying, it's fast, it's extreme. There's a lot of contact. And once you see it, you come out and experience it, I know you'll come back.
Well, clearly, if you're going to come to Lake Elsinore, you got to go bass fishing. There's really nowhere else in Southern California, and hardly in the whole state of California, that's like this beautiful natural lake.
Greetings, everybody. I'm Councilman Pete Weber for the City of Lake Elsinore, and right now I'm standing at the edge of a very large project that the city's invested in, time, money, and dollars. Approximately $8 million is being invested in perhaps one of the best boat launches, I think, in California.
This really provides the kind of access to thousands of people from the local area and from throughout Southern California and the world.
The links at Summerlee is a little unique to Southern California due to the style. It is basically a link-style golf course. There's not too many of them in Southern California. Basically, a links is, the correct definition is near a large body of water, which is obviously our beautiful lake here. And you know, the rolling hills, no trees, and the golfers enjoy it.
And when people first think about activities or things to do in Lake Elsinore, the first thing they think of is skydiving, because this is one of the most popular places to go skydiving because we have year-round great weather and great facilities here and a great support from the city of Lake Elsinore.
Yeah, the Diamond on Lake Elsinore is one of the finest minor league facilities in all of baseball, and it's always a great place to come out and catch a game, see the future Padres, and enjoy your family and friends. And the Diamond's one of the places you need to check out when you come out to Lake Elsinore.
Lake Elsinore is the birthplace of family-friendly extreme sports. That's who we are, and that's what we do.
So there it is, folks. Lake Elsinore is a great place to live, to work, and to play. What more can I say?
And I want to thank everyone that took time out of their busy schedules to participate in this video. And I assure you, no fish were harmed in the making of this video. So as I start to bring this to an end, I want to say welcome to the second fastest growing city in the state of California. You know, we had that proud distinction in 2006 when we were the third fastest growing city with a 14% growth. And I believe the reason for our strong growth is that we have a solid foundation here. We have great schools, great communities, great parks. We also have every recreational activity in the county right here in Lake Elsinore. And even during the tough times, we saw many businesses open their doors. Stater Brothers moved to a new location, Juice It Up, our motorsports park, Freddie Ray's Barbecue, Vera's Mexican and Seafood Restaurant, Diamond Dental and Orthodontics, Cadenas Market, the U.S. Bank, just to name a few. But you know what? We still need more. So this year I had an opportunity to attend the International Conference of Shopping Centers with chamber members Kim Cousins and Natasha Johnson and city staff Kathy Baroza and Justin Carlson. And we went down there and we worked hard to convince businesses to have a look at our city. And unlike years past, there was excitement in the air because they were looking for opportunities to expand, and a lot of those opportunities were franchise opportunities. So we brought that knowledge back to the city, and in August, the Chamber and the City organized a franchise workshop. 9 attendees showed interest in initiating initial conversations regarding opening franchises here in our city. So I see good things coming to our city. And new housing starts are one of the key leading indicators that we're starting to recover. All across the city, we're building houses. And then this year, we completed the Pottery Court Apartments, a $24 million housing project that was funded with federal, state, and local money. Projects like Pottery Court are essential to our city moving forward. They support economic recovery, they accommodate new workers and families, they preserve open space, and they cut down on the distance between new homes and jobs. But most importantly, they are safe, high-quality, affordable homes that people can be proud of. Successful cities are cities that can house everyone. And we still have commercial construction going on. We have Gen X Pharmacy and medical offices under construction over on Lakeshore Drive. We have the Wake Rider Beach Resort, and this is a Polynesian-themed hotel and resort that's moving through the planning process. It will include restaurants, an RV park, a boat dock, and more. And then we have the Diamond Center, which is a mixed-use commercial residential development plan over in the ballpark district. The city has also invested heavily in our public infrastructure, replacing lights on Main Street, slope and drainage repairs, major road improvements on Harold and Sumner, and there's still more projects planned. During this upcoming year, we're going to put lights around the schools to make them safer, we're going to build sidewalks, and we're going to pave Main Street downtown. One of the big projects that others had mentioned before was the La Laguna boat launch. $8 million boat launch was the biggest public project undertaken by the city since the construction of this stadium in 1994. And this is an excellent way of showing how redevelopment dollars were meant to be used. We took a decaying neighborhood and we replaced it with a community asset. So now we have a beautiful boat launch facility that's the largest on the lake. It will provide safe and fun location to boaters, swimmers, and it will encourage future development. In Canyon Hills Parks, great cities have great parks, and that's what we have. We just opened in August. This is our 5th community park constructed for the city, and it has the first water feature. This feature is truly appreciated as the temperatures rise. This expansive 18-acre, multi-million-dollar community park will add to the quality of life, allow people to be active, increase our property values, and it fits in nicely with our city's model, Dream Extreme. And this park set a new standard for parks in our city. So if you haven't had a chance to visit, please do so. And our thanks to Pardee Homes for building a great park. And the city continues to improve on our parks. In July, we broke ground on the new Summer Hill Park playground equipment, and that's going to open here in October. We have over 18 parks in the city, and it's a full-time job making sure that they meet the needs of our community, but the city's up to the task. And this is my favorite topic. Right off of Highway 74 is a building that says Rosetta Canyon Station, because the word fire is blocked out. Well, folks, that's going to change. I've been working closely with the city and county to find a way to open that station. This station is desperately needed in our city and in our region. And I want to thank Supervisor Buster for bringing this before the Board of Supervisors. Every supervisor agreed to work out a cost-sharing agreement between Lake Elsinore and the county in order to get this station open. And our goal is to fly that flag July 1st of 2013. Next April, the city of Lake Elsinore will be 125 years old. We have a unique and storied history. But folks, we can't live off that history. Now we have to have a vision for the future. This vision must include how we're going to deal with growth, with new businesses, and with new issues. This vision has to be one that meets the needs of our people. We must focus on quality education, quality city services, quality parks, quality housing, quality sidewalks and streets. And in the end, that vision must be true to our motto, Dream Extreme. Thank you.